number 1 goes live. The plane going diagonally across the map, starting out in Stalber all the way down to Ferry Pier. It's pretty even Stevens map. You can pretty much every other city in the map if you want so. But we are familiar with a few teams being a bit too comfortable with a few cities, so let's see if they continue landing in those same spots that we're used to seeing them as. Rohit.
Yeah, I agree. This is a pretty decent map drop, and we have the plane sort of bisecting the entire map into 2 different halves. And this is going to give a lot of teams an opportunity to drop at their favorite spots, loot up, and then play the circle pretty evenly. And there we go. We already have Team ORB dropping off near Stalber. We've got 7Cs. We're going towards Severny. And let's see where the rest of them go. It's going to be a pretty even spread right there. And yeah, let's just see how this works out for them.
Well, I'm actually excited to see if any of the teams go ahead and take their positions towards the southern edges of Military Base and Novo. The plane doesn't really favor that southern island, but if you do get control of the bridges and are able to transition safely into that area, you pretty much have yourself a big open ground where nobody really can test you. Speaking of big open grounds, Rip Squad is one of the first teams that's heading towards Military Base, and the circle seems definitely in their favor.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I wouldn't say definitely. This is a little bit early to say.
Early to say that.
But it is a southwest circle, and hopefully, let's see if this does work out for Rip, and if Rip can get some decent loot at Military Base, then what you said will hold good for them in the coming minutes.
We did see that the first few teams to drop out of the plane, ORB on Stalber and 7Cs on Severny, they're going to have to quickly loot up and make their way back in this circle. Team Insane and team number 8, can't really see the name. Okay, that's AIMGAMING. Both of them are currently in a race to get towards George Bull. Obviously, the team that does get there first is going to have an insane amount of advantage. Meanwhile, we have JSL, who have completely taken over Pochinki. Orange Rock in the water town where they are pretty much uncontested. So we probably won't be seeing a lot of early game fights, but once these teams do get comfortable and once the circle starts shrinking, then the northern edges will be in contention. George Pool teams, Stalber, they all have to move out, and the only place where they do have to crash is Roselock and School, which I think are going to be really highly contested territories.
Right. I agree with you there, and it's always in PMCO and the pro matches that we don't really see too many early game fights. Every team sort of has their set drop location, and there seems to be like some sort of an unsaid understanding between teams that, hey, we're going to drop here, please don't bother us. So the fun actually begins when the rotations start and all these teams start crossing each other, their paths cross each other, and then we start to see the beautiful rotation fights and the skirmishes to the safe zone. We're right now spectating Team 6, which is 0 Degree, and we are back to Orange Rock. 0 Degree and Orange Rock are, of course, PMAS teams, and they're used to the pressure of performing online and even on lands, and so they're teams that can definitely take the amount of stress that pro players take when they play in a tournament format.
Yeah, Orange Rock, one of the best teams in the country. I'm going to say one of them because we have bigger and better names as well. Daljit, Mavi, some of the finest players in the country. Team Insane as well. They boast some insane amount of firepower, quite living up to their name. And since all of these teams have not been disturbed, we will see them fight each other later on with all the best loot in the game. Rip Squad having the entirety of the military bases themselves, that's got to be a luxury that not a lot of people can afford.
I agree. Rip Squad is going to be in a very good position, hopefully loot-wise. And meanwhile, speaking of loot, what is Team 8, which is AIMGAMING, what are they doing exactly? Because they don't seem to have weapons, and they don't seem to have clothes either.
Yeah, definitely did not. They were making a risky naked run across the river. And that they do have control of not George Pool, but the circle isn't really in their favor. So they're going to loot up, quickly get to the edges of not George Pool, hopefully where...
All right, so let's do a little quick summary of what's happening here. We've got 7Cs in Severny. We've got ORB around Stalber. We've got Team 9, that is Team Elves, dangerously close to Yasnia with Team 19, full power. Then overall, Georgiapur looks a little crowded where we have so many teams. We've got Team Elves, Team Initiative, and Team 13, which would be Team Insane at the, they're on the screen right there, at the containers. Yeah, it's a pretty busy map, and everybody's just sort of comfortably looting each and every space, and they don't really have to worry about fighting right now. Okay, we've got Team 5 on the screen right now. Orange Rock, what are they doing? Setting up centrally.
Definitely, and this seems to be a very bold play style. They might just run into team number 14 right there. That is going to be Umumba, and we have Road Wars on our hands. Cars versus cars as players spot each other out. They will choose this compound and make it their battleground. Team 5 have taken aggressive positions and they are spreading across evenly, but Team 14 is kind of in trouble because I don't think they want to take these fights. If they manage to catch one of these players, that's going to be a definite kill.
That's a knock. That's a beautiful knock from Daljit SK, one of the better players in the Indian subcontinent, and what a beautiful move knock there. He throws a nade. Anto, he does not want to let Destro get rezzed up. Bhishma needs to figure out what to do here. And I'm not really sure what Umumba's strategy is here with X-Kiki OP chilling on the hills right there.
Yeah, this is problematic. Bhishma tried to revive Destro, but he will be burned by the Molotovs. And now Bhishma has to awkwardly get into one of these cars and get away from Orange Rock, where his teammates are there, because they are not anywhere close to backing him up.
Well, we did see some shots fire, and it looks like Anto got a little tagged right there in that skirmish. So it's not like Bhishma is completely cut off, but he would be looking for a quick exfil right there. He's in the cover of smoke, and if he doesn't get out quick, and the smoke is gone.
And it's the early game. It's not like he's going to have a lot of utility. Barely any nades. Does have 3 first aid kits, so I guess he can survive a bit, but no cover whatsoever. Even the cars, they are pretty peppered down. So the cars are going to get blown up really soon, even just by a couple of bullets. He has no exit strategy over here as well.
Speaking of the cars are on fire as Daljit with his beautiful molly, letting Bhishma know that, hey, we're not going to let you walk out of this fight. This looks like a fight that Umumba is going to have to commit to, because Daljit with his Kar 98 and his superior sniper skills is going to make sure that they do not push from the hills. Shots are being fired.
Speaking of pushing from the hills, Umumba are trying to cover their teammates from far away, hoping that their sniper shots would be sufficient enough to lay down covering fire for Bhishma. But this is a very awkward engagement, close and far range. It seems like Umumba will be one of the first teams to either bite the dust completely or lose a lot of players, which will be problematic. Surprisingly, this card looks not that banged up. He might just be able to get away with it.
I mean, we never know. I mean, we'll have to look at the health of the car right there. But Bhishma, unfortunately, if he's going to get into that car, is definitely going to get sprayed down here. I mean, if I was Goldblade, I'd just leave him there, I'd just leave my teammate there, because this is a tough fight. Hey, man, this is PUBG, and, things happen. Nades are being thrown. It looks like Bhishma is ready for a fight.
Yeah, but I think there's more trouble headed their way, because if you look at the minimap, Team Insane is dangerously close to this very compound. Luckily, this compound is still in the play zone as well, so a lot of teams will be looking to get that edge position.
We got an AWM in the water as well. I like how our observers are letting us know that, hey, it's going to get a little bit more interesting. And it looks like Team Insane snuck up on Umumba, and now Umumba is in the perfect sandwich between two very good teams. This is not looking good for them. Goldblade is knocked. He's down. Tempest with the beautiful... Kobe. I went there. And Goldblade is down. He needs to get healed quickly. It's up to Kiki now.
Insane also lost one of their players. Naruto hit the down. So that's a good enough trade. But AIM... What? Did Zeus just kill himself somehow? somewhere on the different part of the map, AIMGAMING is taking losses without any enemies in sight. Meanwhile, Insane are desperately trying to get into this fight. They have revived Naruto, and Yumumba is finally falling away. So they are in a little bit of a safe spot for now. But what happened to Bhishma? That's the question that I need the answers for. Insane still looking for Yumumba, they're not there. Are they going to crash into the compound of their previous opponents, or are they just going to get out of there and leave Bhishma for the gods to take care of?
As I said before, it was probably a good idea for Bhishma to get out of there as soon as possible. But it looks like Bhishma and Kiki sort of made it out alive, but their teammate unfortunately did bite the dust because he was sandwiched. So Team Insane taking control of all the vehicles and taking care of the safe. So meanwhile, MGZ and 7Cs in a skirmish. Let's see what happens. Final boss knocking down Pansing. This is not looking good for MGZ.
Pansing was one of the finest players for this team. And whether you call them 0 degrees now or whether you call them macro, losing one of your finest players right at the start is definitely not a good sign. Obviously, both the teams are quite far apart, so there is a bit of distance. So they can revive each other. They can keep the other team at bay. But if one of these teams decide to go in and commit to the rush, that's when the real trouble begins.
Yeah, I think Marco's Gaming is going to want to play this one safe because they're one of those teams that do understand the importance of placement, and they've already got Pansing up, and it looks like they might not re-engage. They might actually just live to fight another day. Let's see what happens. Not really sure what's happening here, though. It looks like they're trying to re-engage. 7C is just firing off a couple of shots to let them know that, hey, if you guys are up for this fight, we're up too.
Obviously, both the teams want control of this hill because this is in the smack center of the circle. There is one lone house over there, one lone hut. The hut itself doesn't really account for much, but this hill does give you a great view over towards school and towards the southern parts of Pochinki as well. So it's a good position to hold, and that's why these both teams, they're not falling away. They desperately want to take control of that area. Meanwhile, on some completely other tangent, Insane are in spitting distance of team number 20.
TeamGenocide.
Further. Oh, TeamGenocide. Thank you for telling me about that. The circle shrinks even further. It's an awkward circle because half of it is on military base, half of it on the main island. And a lot of teams are going to come crashing in towards the northern borders, where Team Revenge is already in position, ready to welcome them with open arms. But all the other teams, especially 0 Degree, and they were fighting with the other one, they are going to have to disengage and go into the circle.
Look at the circle. Just look at the circle. No team knocked out. Team 16, all 16 teams still in play. Of course, a couple of players have eaten a couple of bullets, but it's going to be a firefight to remember. All these teams, all right, and it has started. We've got Team 9 spraying down at multiple teams here.
And they are one of the teams who have just made it into the circle. Luckily, nobody was here to stop their entry directly, so they are in a bit of an advantage. They find themselves in a lucky spot. But yet another airdrop in the water. There's a lot of AWMs that are going to be drowning without having anyone to take them.
Yeah, it's quite a sad situation right there with that airdrop. So lonely in the middle of the water. We can't stop cutting to it again and again. It is quite depressing. And we've got team, what was this? Genocide also making their way into the circle. In the meanwhile, we have a few knocks on 7Cs in the kill feed. And, oh, unfortunately, Marco's Gaming also lost a player. We've got the CELTZ also getting a couple of kills. Maybe we can hopefully see some of this action on screen right now.
Yep, and we have something better. Team 20 about to crash into the compounds of Team 18. That's going to be not really sure about the short forms of the names here, but who cares about the short forms when you have a lot of kills happening on the screen? It seems like they will be disengaging, but this compound right here is going to be one of the hot spots. Team Insane trapped in a really awkward spot, using the cars as a little fortress. Meanwhile, Team 19 continue to scout out in every direction.
Yeah, I'd say Team FULLPWR is in a very good position. I like the way they've spaced themselves out, Team 19 right there. And all they have to do is just sit tight. They have taken the southernmost compound in that circle right there. And meanwhile, we see 7C's Team 18 Initiative spraying down like crazy. Initiative Crucifier Crucifer, my bad, spraying down on TeamGenocide. They're trying to get a couple of angles here and see if they can capitalize on this. Meanwhile, UMAMA not too far away from Genocide, so it's a very small cluster, isn't it, Crips?
Definitely, all battling for one small compound. UMAMA on the edges of the cliffs. Meanwhile, the other two teams are safely inside houses, so they're going to have the third-person advantage. But who hits the ground as 7Cs re-engages with TeamELVES? We have so many teams stepping into the fight. Elves and 7Cs in the battle for this crown, which is on the direct edge. So we might have other teams third-partying as well, as Elves lose one more player. This is becoming problematic. He just wants to get out of here. He knows he cannot save his teammates, so he's just going to play for final placement points. And 7Cs, they're trying to make sure that he does not get away. They do damage him quite a bit, but it seems like he's out of sight. But he runs straight into Teams. Insane! It is so unfortunate. And TeamELVES will be the first ones to get eliminated from this game.
Alright, we just got a correction from one of our admins there. It is actually Team CELTZ, and I stand corrected. That's Crips 1, PCP Venom 0. Alright, we've got Team 14 UMAMA still alive and well. Two-man disadvantage, and we've got TeamGenocide as well. Oh, and here we go, Bhishma. Bhishma almost getting the elimination right there. Is he going to go thirst him? Yes, he's trying to throw a molly right there. Bhishma trying to push forward. And this is not looking good for TeamGenocide, because that has wasted them so much of precious time. The rotation is far.
Both these teams need to get out of here. The circle's coming. They're going to leave one of their teammates out to bleed as they try to take central positions once again, and hopefully avoid the fights long enough to re-engage them later in a safer spot. But I don't think any more safe spots are up for grabs. All the safe ones are gone already. Bhishma, is he gonna fall right off the cliff?
Alright, so we've got some Doom 3, Doom 4 situation happening with UMAMA. I mean, they are Mumbai, because in the meanwhile, we've got so many spray downs in the background. Team RIP getting murdered. Unfortunately, the kill feed is way faster than we can see. Team 18 Initiative also spraying down Team 15 RIP squad. I guess that's the end of RIP squad right there.
Yep, their entry has been knocked out. They're using the smokes as cover, but I don't think they're gonna last much longer. They have taken a few positions at the edge of the circle, but they will have to move out of that position once again. A lot of these teams are using the cliffs for cover, which is really wise. But the risky thing is, once you do stay here, it's easier for other teams to keep you over there and not let you rotate to the other side. Team 14 at the bottom. I wonder how they're ever going to get up on top, and it seems like they have been spotted. Team 18 is aware about their positions and will be looking forward to cut off their venture up the hill. Meanwhile, Team AIM continues to hold the fort. They've built a fortress.
I think Team 18 did not spot them, because I think they were on the other side, because we've got wall hacks right here as the observers. So I do believe they're on the other side. Meanwhile, AIMGAMING is in a very cute position, and all they have to do is chill. They're just trading items. They're like, here you go, chilling. And then we've got Orange Rock, all three of them still alive. 3 of them? 4 of them. All 4 of them alive. It's tough to say. So let's look at the circle right now. We've got Team 17, that's Revenge, all the way on the top left-hand corner, chilling right there. And the fights have started between CELTZ and AIMGAMING in the south. And Team 18 trying to get a couple of shots in initiative. Taking the initiative. Haha. But I said it.
But look, good joke. But look at the approach that these two teams are taking. And the next circle is absolutely brutal. Orange Rock in the center. The only compound up for grab is available with Orange Rock. I'm not sure if they'll be able to walk out with the chicken dinner, but they can definitely get a lot of kills.
Honestly speaking, Orange Rock is in such a good position. They just need to relax and worry about anybody who pushes. Meanwhile, 7C is getting a lot of damage down the range. I'm very interested to see what the final kill score for 7Cs is, because I did see them a lot in the kill feed. And now we're back to Team 17 Revenge Esports. All 4 arrive.
A really unique approach. They're spreading out quite a lot, and they're making sure that they have coverage and information pretty much everywhere. Meanwhile, some other teams are sticking together. No, Zeus, not like this.
Oh, he makes it. There is a way, I believe. There's a way to get up. I have gotten up once, so I think the pros know what to do. Insane.
But it's a very long rotation.
Team Insane and Full Power fighting in the background with AIMGAMING looking for UMEMBA. Orange Rocks just chilling in their house, staying safe. Look at the map. It is such a good position. They're picking their fights the way they want to.
Interesting stuff. Power Gaming just walked in with their cars. And they're trying to build a fortress, but I don't think it's the best of decisions right now because it's smack in the center, no other cover. They need to blow their cars up. 0 degrees. Surya gets one knock onto one of the players. How will they ever survive this? Meanwhile, Revenge are also losing a few of their players. They were the team that spread out quite a lot.
Yeah, we're seeing firefights everywhere with Team Full Power in the middle of a fight with Team Tamil. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what's happening right there with Team Insane getting knocks on a lot of teams. Orange Rock also just picking up fights as much as they can. We're not really able to see the action here, but it's going on. And we hope you're enjoying the view.
I think Team Revenge just got completely knocked out. They lost a lot of their players to Insane, and another team came in to third party them. So Team Revenge, I think they're down to their last players. We did see quite a lot of knocks. UMEMBA also, it's also surviving upon Kiki, and they are getting bombarded by Team AIM. They want to keep them pinned at the edges of the cliff here. AIM have set up a good enough situation for themselves to get at least kills onto UMEMBA, but they are vulnerable from other positions. But I don't really think that's their concern for now. On the northern edges of the circle, we have 7Cs and 0 degrees who are engaged in a big firefight. But look at the vested edge. There's so many names over here. Insane Naruto walks in with the cars, using the smoke as cover. He's getting peppered by a lot of bullets. But how will he ever survive this? He has players all around him. Power Gaming, they lose one of their players from Naruto as he once again strikes from the shadows. Sky making sure that he can desperately give his teammate a bit of cover. Yes, Scene 16 also comes into the fray, and the next circle is absolutely brutal. All these teams will have to abandon their fortresses and walk into the open area where there's hardly any trees for cover.
Yeah, this is actually chaos for everybody. If you see the way the circle is, a lot of these teams have to get into fights in open spaces. There's barely any cover. Only teams that have vehicles are in a good position. And let's not forget Orange Rock right here, chilling in their Orange Rock villa. Shots are being fired. Mavi, these guys are just taking shots at random. They're just seeing if they can get a knock or a kill here and there because they know they're in such a good position. And this is what I was talking about, placement. Back to you, Crips. Unfortunately, we just lost Crips' audio for a second, so we've got Mavi blowing up a car, whereas the CELTZ guys trying to rotate. There's chaos everywhere. Bullets flying, cars driving through those bullet hailstorms. Mavi spraying down AIMGAMING. Is AIMGAMING not? Oh, Mavi getting the double knock on Ipman and Rocky. Mavi on fire. Oh, I'm so sorry. I stand corrected. Rocky did manage to make it, but not Ipman. Oh, this is not looking good as Mavi single-handedly takes AIMGAMING slowly closer to the dust. We've got Team 18 Initiative. I think we're having some technical issues here with Crips. Do remember that Crips is casting from Mumbai, whereas I'm casting from Chennai. Hopefully he'll be able to join us back. It is really play-by-play situation here, and he's the best play-by-play PUBG mobile caster that I know. Orange Rock in the just chilling. They don't have to really go anywhere. They're just taking shots from wherever they want to. We've got 6 teams in the circle right now. 7Cs as well. Team 18 Initiative. Team 17 Revenge Esports. Team 10 7Cs and Team 5 Orange Rock. Here we go, guys. 5 teams. It's not looking good for CELTZ or Zigzor. I do wonder how Revenge Esports is going to make that rotation to the circle with Initiative right there. CELTZ being all sneaky beaky, like they don't want to get spotted. Everybody hitting the dirt and just taking cover behind blown up vehicles and smokes. And there we go. We've got a perfect angle. Orange Rock slowly entering the battlefield. Shots being fired from Sonic, Team 17, Revenge Esports. All these teams are in pretty decent positions right now. They just have to hold CELTZ and Orange Rock. Zigzag's just gonna want to play like his position because he is at a 3-man disadvantage. Team 17 Revenge Esports pushing in slowly. Look at them go. Using nades to distract. Shots being fired again from Team Initiative. And Crucifer getting Raven. Revenge. Sonic and Akshay slowly making their way forward. So, look at that. Oh, yep, CELTZ spotted them. And Anto also trying to enter the fight, just spraying down into the smoke with his DP, hoping to get a hit marker on somebody. This is such a great game for Orange Rock. They played everything right. They were so lucky with the circle as well. This is not looking good for Team Initiative as they have to push right through Revenge and CELTZ. Crips, are you back? Alright, Team 17 spraying down Sonic, getting the knock with 1 HP and the finish on Crucifer. But is that circle going to hurt him? Is that circle going to hurt him? Yes, it is. Mavi finishing off Akshay. And Akshay now getting thirsted by Atanki from CELTZ. CELTZ in a great position. Just two guys like dropping lead on so many teams. Finishing, knocking Fury. Aditya trading on CELTZ. And finishing off Atanki. One player of CELTZ still remaining. Red, is he going to be able to do it? It's Aditya versus Red. And Aditya wins that with the headshot. We've got Team Initiative, 1 player left. 7 Cs, 1 player left. Orange Rock, 4 players left. And Revenge Esports, Sonic, 1 player left. And unfortunately, Sonic sees the 7 Cs player and puts him out of his misery. Unfortunately for him, he would have been so mad at himself for losing that position right there. Now all Sonic and Aditya have to do is just make sure that they outlast each other or just spot each other, because the fight is now for 2nd place right here. And Sonic's already been spotted. Aditya spraying him down, and Crips is back. Sonic with 1 HP. Going towards the crate and bandaging up. Welcome back, Crips. And Aditya has been spotted by Daljit. And Aditya is out of the game at 3rd place. It is 1st place versus 2nd place. Revenge Esports going to be very happy that they at least made it to 2nd place. Welcome back, Crips. How's it going?
Yeah, not so good, as my internet started giving me issues once again. And Sonic, he also has a lot of issues. He's about to get pushed and looking to finish this off. Down to 1 HP, and he will be finishing in 2nd. At least he's going to be happy that he got more points than the 3rd team, which was also trying to contest for the same spot.